Hello and welcome back to Versus Live with special guest Jerry Thompson. I am your host Todd Anderson, and we got Ross over in the booth. Say hi.
Hey, everybody.
As well as our buddy Rob, keeping the broadcast running smoothly. Today we are preparing for SCG-Con. The Invitational is coming up. We've already got 2 matches in the books where we played your standard deck Esper Hero against 2 of the format's baddies, and Is It Phoenix as well as Gruul Aggro, and you handily defeated both.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to play mono white aggro. Lock it in.
Oh.
Good choice. No, I don't know.
We still have roughly 2 full days of testing after Versus Day to prepare for the event, so I'm sure things might change in standard, but I'm also pretty sure you're willing to post like your article or video.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably be writing about it.
Do you have an episode of the Arena Decklist podcast coming out this week?
Doing it on Wednesday. It'll come out on Thursday. Okay. Also talking about SCG-Con.
Yeah, here at Versus Live, we like to plug our content. So,
my content also goes up on Star City Games, so it's pretty easy.
Speaking of Star City Games now has a sponsor here on the SCG Tour. We got Carnox.com/SCG. That's who makes these chairs. They're pretty sweet, so make sure to check those out. Other than that, though, Versus Live is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, where you can find my articles, his articles, as well as Ross's articles, where we give you all the strategy content you need every single week. So, with that, we're going to be moving into Modern. What is your Modern deck?
I am an Azorius control deck that is sort of like a prison deck. Initially, I was excited about Teferi Time Raveler with Knowledge Pool, but the problem was that Teferi was kind of just worse than Narset, and then people found Narset Teferi's Puzzle Box, which is both cheaper and arguably better.
Now, if you need to read Teferi's Puzzle Box, you are probably not alone. That is a card that is very old and also has been reprinted roughly 5 times, and it's still somehow $20 or something.
No, it's like $7.
$7.
It's
sure.
Commander with Leovold. It's basically the same combo, which is funny.
We're doing kind of the same thing. Teferi Puzzle Box. Every turn you have to wheel your hand.
Yeah, you put at the beginning
of your draw step.
During each player's draw phase, that player counts the cards in his or her hand, puts those cards on the bottom of your library, and then draws that many cards. So
with Puzzle Box, you actually end up with 0 cards.
Yes.
It's after your draw step.
Yep.
So pretty busted little combination there. And if you get stuck under it, you need an instant speed thing to break it up.
Yep.
And that seems pretty tough when you're probably also playing Teferi here or Time Raveler, I'm assuming.
Not main deck. Maybe a mistake.
Flavor fail.
That's the full-on combo.
Yeah, don't even have the full lock. That's just bad deck building.
We're going to be running this Modern deck. And aside from the lock pieces, right? You're just a normal Azorius control deck?
Yeah, I got some sweepers, some timely reinforcements, which I like.
Jason Mind Sculptors, maybe? Supreme Verdicts, maybe? Terminus or anything like that?
Supreme Verdicts.
What else you got?
Wrath of God, Path to Exile, timely reinforcements. You want to look at the list?
Look, I'm just wanting you to talk about this is me asking what we call prodding questions.
Got some Wall of Omens. So the thing that changed with Azorius is that you have these 3-mana planeswalkers that you really want to protect. So things like timely reinforcements and Wall of Omens get a lot better.
There it is. And that's my side of this is me making you open up and talk about your deck, Jerry. This is called a leading question.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I was getting there.
All right.
Until you so rudely interrupted me.
Wasn't that rude?
I mean, one of you does have a very popular podcast.
Yeah, check out Todd and the Casts.
Todd, you have a podcast?
No.
Is it a PUBG podcast?
Dude, I would love to do a PUBG podcast.
You should do it.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of the professional stuff lately, and I play a lot, so I like it a bunch. Anyway, let's not talk about that. The 2 decks you're going to be running up against. First up on the docket, we got your classic Humans strategy. This is going to be one of the ones from the top 8 of the most recent Star City Games Open, which I believe was in Louisville. Ross was there. Is that it?
Yep.
Correct.
Cool. You were there too, Rob. We're going to be playing this Humans list, and notably it plays 1 main deck Deputy Detention, which I thought was pretty interesting, and we're going to see how that plays out. But let's just go and get to the match, because Humans is kind of boring. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, one of the things with the Puzzle Box combo is that you said instant speed, but you could also just have an Aether Vial.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Could be tough.
How's Puzzle Box against Dredge?
It's not great.
It's not so good?
Not great.
No, but Narset's probably not bad because it shuts off. Does it shut it off?
I believe you... if
you replace a draw, so it's still technically drawing, right?
I think the first one, if you dredge, you still have like a draw. But like, say you draw for your turn and then you try to draw more cards, you don't get to replace the dredge. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
So if you never draw, you can always dredge against Narset?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, I'm on the play because I lost last match, sir.
You have the marbles.
Yeah, but that's only
For now.
It's literally game 1, match 1 is the only time that matters.
This is game 1, match 1 of Modern.
You know what? Fine. You know, my hand...
I don't want to get the marbles in a cheaty way.
Is your hand great, Todd? Is that what you're trying to say?
It's okay.
Mine's only okay also.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Obviously, Etherval would be the nuts, but Champion's still good on 1. Go.
Must be nice. Unreal. Sharks the play out of me.
I said you can go first.
That's also the worst turn 1 play.
Scalding Tarn?
No, I think Noble's worse.
Ziggurat Champion.
Depending on your hand. 19 me.
This Canopy Champion is the worst turn 1 play.
Path this, yeah.
All right.
I'll go to 17.
Let me get my Island. Your turn.
Ooh. This is definitely land.
Go. I cannot wait to get some more Horizon Canopy lands into this deck.
Go.
I think it's the first time I've seen an Azorius deck fetch for a blue-white dual land in like 4 years.
All right, so let's go 3 here.
It's not bad.
1 here and swing for 4. Nice Path to Exile. Rock.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm at 13.
I'm at 17. 17, 13. Because you fetch shocked on 1, right?
Yep. Things were going so well.
And then you gave me
Were
an extra
they?
land.
I don't think I would ever describe turn 1 Path to Exile your creature as going well.
I had a wall of omens to follow it up. It was great.
You could have still blocked.
You're right, I could have.
Brick wall, that tempo, I got it.
Go.
I see the combo.
Speed it up, slow it down.
Take 1, I'm at 16.
You know Jerry's going to get to draw an extra card now.
Is he though?
Boink. So that's 11. I'm gonna opt.
I count 10.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's
I'll keep it.
it's so bad.
5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. I'm at 3.
Your turn.
Timely.
2. So you go to 9.
These are soldiers, not humans. Still in a lot of trouble, obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm alive.
So if I play Manus Rider, pump these, he's going to triple chump, take 5 down to 4, and then Wrath me. So I think I actually just want to shove with these, and then play an Ether Vial, and just not put anything else on the board.
Yeah, and I don't think I have good blocks where I can like try and whittle down his creatures or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it just has to be basically Supreme Verdict or Wrath God or something next turn.
yeah, I'll just block 3, go to 7.
All right, I'm going to take damage because I can't tap Ziggurat for it and play an Ether Vial. Your turn.
So you're 15.
Yes.
I'll play a Teferi's Puzzle Box. JK. What am I trying to do with my life? I guess Wrath you.
All right.
No regeneration.
Yes.
Go.
All right. So we were just short. That Time Reinforcement is playing a huge role here in buffering Jerry's life total, which is not super good for me.
15 to 7, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go to 14. Rider, you.
4.
14 to 4. Your turn. Getting the Vial online also is paramount to letting me use my Horizon Canopies.
Finally.
Yeah.
The wall is back.
There you go.
Go.
Kratos.
Yep. So this could be a Thalia. So I definitely have to cast this Cryptic Command now. I could bounce it, but that's a little greedy if he has another land. So I'm just going to tap and draw.
Okay. Resolve the Vial, freebooter you.
That's fine.
We'll just take Opt to put him on a.
But it's a puzzle box deck, Todd.
Right, but he has 2 of them and also doesn't do anything.
No, Todd, I don't think you understand.
Human 13, put you to 1. Here you go.
So I guess in that case, since Todd had another Mantis Rider, I could have just bounced it. But
Yeah, but now your Terminus is going to be better.
True. Did not think about that. I'm wondering if I should Field of Ruin or something silly. Apparently I should have Field of Ruin. Yep, I'm dead. Drew too many boxes, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Too many boxes.
All right, well, Jerry is going to drastically alter the shape of his deck. We're going to take a short break there while we get sideboards put together so Jerry has some more potent tools for interacting with my swath of human creatures. Don't go anywhere. Be right back for more Versus Live. All right, we're back here for more Versus Live. Let's check out Sideboarding from Humans versus Azorius Control featuring the Puzzle Box Narset combo. I'll start because mine is probably a little more easy to talk about. Cards like Reflector Mage, pretty bad against decks with very few creatures, especially creatures with only enters battlefield abilities and can be played at instant speed. You see Vendilion Click a lot of these Azorius control decks, and Jerry in particular showed me Wall of Omens in game 1. And while Reflector Mage was okay in the spot,
it was fine, yeah.
Wall of Omens, I think more often than not, it's just going to be a 3-mana 2/3. That's just not something you want in your deck. So we're going to be getting those out. Deputy Detention can hit Planeswalkers, but it is not reliable and very often dies. And you want Deputy in like mirror matches or whatever, where you get to sweep up like multiple things, sometimes take care of tokens. But for the most part, Deputy Detention is a bit vulnerable in this matchup. And then because we're playing against Wrath effects, and we have nothing from our opponent's side to copy more often than not, Phantasmal Image is a little bit weaker than it would be against a lot of these creature-based decks in the format, so we're going to be trimming, not cutting all of them, because we do have 1 Militia Bugler main and 1 more on the board that we're bringing in, and that chain is quite good.
Yeah, I love Image Bugler to the point where I don't even think I would cut the images. But
help me.
Well, all the things that are bad about Reflector Mage are still pretty bad with Dismember, too.
I would agree to an extent, but I do want some ways to interact with Lear Dawnbringer, and I've found Dismember to be quite good against specifically the card Celestial Colonnade.
You have 2 basics?
I do have 2 basics.
I would cut a land.
I would not cut a basic.
No.
Okay. I mean, that's certainly fair. I mean, I don't really want to cut a Ziggurat because of Gaddock Teague and...
1 Lieutenant, maybe, is another card I could cut.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so let's keep it in the Phantasmal Image because we do have a couple of Buglers to go along with it. And then we'll cut like Unclaimed Territory and that sounds good. We want to keep our 1-drops. The Whirler Rogue is kind of an okay standalone threat that, can maybe get our creature through a Lear Dawnbringer. The Sin Collector is quite good. Gaddock Teague protects us from Wrath, but it's not nearly as good in this version or against this version of Azorius Control. But I think
you could also lock out my Puzzle Box.
Sure.
At that point, I don't know how I win.
All right. Well, tell us how you are going to win after sideboard.
It's a puzzle box deck. He's not going to win.
So one of the problems with control decks in Modern is that there are a wide variety of strategies that you need to prepare for, and I have a lot of these like negate type of things in my main deck that are not very good against humans, but are good against the vast majority of the other decks in the format. And then Surgical Extraction, which is good against Dredge and sometimes good against Tron if you can pair it with a Field of Ruin. And then the Teferi's Puzzle Box is mostly like your lockout win condition against other control decks, mid-range decks, combo, big mana, stuff like that, but very, very bad against actual beatdown decks. So then I have 8 cards to bring out that are basically just dead cards in this matchup. And I have 8 cards to bring in, I think 4 of which are very, very good in Timely, Celestial Purge, Cataclysmic Gearhulk, and Lyra. And then the other 4 slots are just these kind of general all-purpose cards that can come in a wide variety of places. So Teferi Time Raveler, Vendilion Click, not necessarily cards that you would want in your sideboard specifically for humans, but they are certainly better than a Spell Pierce.
No, that's certainly true. And when you have to main deck stuff like Surgical Extraction to help out against Dredge and Phoenix, it's good to have versatile cards in your sideboard that can come in across a wide variety of matchups.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's pretty normal for a Modern control deck to sideboard like 8 cards in every matchup.
Oh, sure. All right, hit me with some questions, Mr. Ross.
Okay, we've had a lot of people asking today, and I've been holding off on this till we got to Modern, but what are your thoughts on the London Mulligan being implemented after Core Set 2020? Crickets.
That's a lot of thoughts.
I personally am not the hugest fan of it, but I have not had a lot of experience with it. I'll say that. So I could definitely be wrong. My experience with it was me firing up Magic Online one day when it was legal on Magic Online for like the 1 month it was there. And I decided to test it out with Tron. And I played about 10 matches. And I won on a mulligan to three times. And I thought, this is dumb. Shouldn't be a thing. Then I thought, well, maybe it should be a thing and just Tron should be banned. And if they end up banning Tron and something from Dredge and any other deck that can abuse the mulligan rule, I will be very happy because I think it does allow for more full games of Magic to be played even when you're low on resources because a lot of decks have an abundance of useless cards in some matchups, so like you can always just get rid of those and when you're mulliganing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I think it's really, really bad for old formats and really good for standard and limited.
Yeah, I think it's great for standard and limited for sure. They actually compiled a lot of data from MC London, and they had every single player fill out what deck they were playing, what deck their opponent was playing, who won the die roll, how many times they mulliganed, stuff like that, which I assume combined with Magic Online data probably gave them a lot of data to work from, and they eventually decided like, hey, this is good. This is a thing that should be implemented. And I agree that the data probably doesn't support something like, oh, it makes Tron super busted or whatever, but I do think that it homogenizes the play patterns of the deck.
Sure.
Like Tron specifically, but also just like a lot of very linear decks to the point where you're losing out on a lot of the stuff that makes Magic, where the games aren't necessarily playing out differently a lot of the time, and it's just about, mulliganing to a playable 3-card hand or whatever. And I don't necessarily like that aspect of it. I don't think that it's busted or that like Neoform is going to crush everything, but I do think that it is probably a net negative. It's just kind of invisible.
No, that's fair. So here's my take, and if it doesn't come to fruition, I'm going to look like a doofus, but the last time they implemented a new mulligan rule was the Vancouver Mulligan, the scry one we're all used to seeing now, right? After Vancouver, it was implemented immediately.
Yeah.
Like the next week, right? Maybe it was 2 weeks, whatever. The next time I played, I'm pretty sure I used the Vancouver Mulligan. This one, they have been very cautious about implementing it. And they decided to implement it with the release of the Core Set 2020, which I think means that they are going to ban multiple cards before it comes into effect. And that's why they waited.
That's so weird, though, with Modern Horizons coming out. Like, you would think that you would wait to see what that actually does to the format.
Well,
I don't know.
They garnered a lot of information from Magic Online. They garnered a good bit of information from the Mythic Championship, all using Modern. And even though Modern Horizons might shake some stuff up, I still think decks like Tron are just going to be problematic, no matter how often. Like,
is that worth it to like just ban a bunch of decks to implement this mulligan rule across everything? Like, I think the argument for simplicity, where like every game of Magic has the same mulligan rule, is a noble goal, but it already doesn't exist. Like if you play 2HG or Commander or play on Arena or whatever, like there are different mulligan rules already.
That's true.
So why not just do the London thing for standard and limited and then do Vancouver for the rest?
I mean, I am in the same boat as you. I think that there is value in having a homogenous mulligan rule for competitive play. Because in competitive play, it's all the same. Like, obviously, the best of one has the algorithm on Arena where, like, your hand is generally better. And that, for me, I was never a huge fan of that in general. I feel like that's kind of not cheating, but it feels bad.
But you're both cheating, so it's fine.
Right. So, I mean, but, whenever you're explaining how mulligans work to a new player, right, if you're introducing them to Modern, you're like, okay, this is how you mulligan. And then it's like, okay, but then you're going to take them to F&M. And then you're like, okay, but this is how you mulligan to F&M. Like, that's just...
I think if you're trying to get into a new format, like literally a format you've never seen before, and they're like, ooh, but the mulligan is different. I don't think that's like the straw that breaks the camel's back, where people are just like, oh, my brain can't handle this. It's like Modern has 50 viable decks or whatever. Like that's going to be a big enough barrier to entry.
Yeah, but when it comes to game design, like whenever you can err on the side of simplicity versus complexity,
I agree with that, but Magic is already super complex, and they tried to do this with like Duo Standard, right? Where it was like, oh, sideboarding's too hard. But it's give the people some credit, you know.
All right, I'm anything to get Tron banned. How about that? Is that okay?
No, I think
For
they
me, no, that's just my stance.
I think they should just not. Dude, we have chairs that say Karn on them. Karn Ox. Karn Ox.
Karn Ox.
He's got it there.
We're a Tron stream now.
You're up.
Are you sure you don't get to go first? Not Fountain Pass.
Human.
Must be unreal. Go.
Nice logic, not doofus.
Wait, Cavern, Aether Vial, you think that does anything? Is that what you think?
Activate.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go Champion. Ziggurat. Dahlia Trigger. Sorry. Using the ability. I don't know if you still have to do that or not. Probably not, right?
I don't think you have
You
to
do not.
announce anything.
You used to.
Yes.
There was a whole Pro Tour where that was a huge deal.
There was like a week where that was a thing.
All right. No responses?
Oh, I'm responding.
So you're shocking?
I am fetching and putting in a shock land, and it will be tapped at some point.
All right. So you're at 19.
I will opt.
Sure thing, buddy.
Ew, probably need that one. Yeah, sure.
Passing the turn.
Quinn it, Ross. Go.
Sure, another logic not.
Somebody just took Todd's name for the day, which has been Strong Mad, and capitalized the Tron part in Strong.
That is smart. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that is. They are on point today. Potato David coming in with the gold.
Man, you actually hit? So unlucky for me.
Oof. Activate.
Okay.
Chat's saying that you locked in Eldrazi Tron while casting the other week, Jerry. Is that true?
That was a long time ago.
You lying to them?
Man.
Huh?
You said you locked it in.
I did. And then I unlocked it. Doors can become unlocked.
Disagree.
All right. I'll name.
What do you think? This is an escape room? No. There's a no escape room.
I will name. Oh no, this is tough.
I shouldn't even really be fetching, but whatever. Just bored.
Yeah, I know.
You can't really call this a Tron stream and then say you're locking in Tron and then not play Tron on the Tron stream.
All right, I'm gonna name Snapcaster Mage because I can actually just jump down and block a Meddling Mage, and this is probably gonna come back to bite me. But we're gonna swing for 6.
All right, 12.
Go.
So you name Snapcaster Mage.
I did.
Okay. We'll do this upside down.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Jerry on Eldrazi Tron or we riot.
I'll bounce your champion.
Yep.
Go.
This is a 3.
Look at that super powerful sideboard card coming in clutch.
12? Oh,
Coming.
you're dead. This is 6.
9.
A million. Kill you.
But I had the Cataclysmic Gearhulk.
Man, humans is tight. Why did I ever stop playing this deck?
I don't know.
I don't either. What the heck?
Well,
All right.
everybody's cut all their gut shots from their decks.
I was playing 3 last weekend. I'm still playing 3 this weekend too.
Yeah. Gotcha. Great.
Great shot tie.
We play another game.
More like great shot. Hell yeah.
Yeah. More like great shots. See? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a gut shot stream now.
Bring it in. What are you bringing?
Don't worry about it.
Secrets. Secrets.
We doing some sideboarding?
Very light.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Let's
just
play
not even
some
going to do it.
questions.
Okay, we got an old question from a while back. Ater Blue Marine wants to know, Jerry, now that we have the entire card list, what is the card from Modern Horizons that you are most hyped about?
Still Lava Dart, I think.
Yeah. Lava Dart. Do you think it's going to have the biggest impact of any of the cards?
No. I don't know what that card is. Maybe Pyromancer sees the most widespread play. I don't know.
Maybe. I do like Seasoned Pyromancer a lot. I think it is the most inherently powerful fair card in the set, and also can just go into weird dredge decks if you want it to.
I don't think making dredge slower is where you want to be necessarily.
No, that's fair.
But that is Seasoned Pyromancer is definitely a card that the most decks that already exist in Modern would like, so it's easy to see where it would slot in.
Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, mulligan me.
Well, what card are you most worried about being broken from MH1?
Yawgmoth, maybe?
Oh yeah, because it's just sack draw card or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's some combos. Do I keep this? I think most of my hands are going to be bad against Thalia.
Yes, I keep that.
You keep this?
Yeah.
All right.
Because you're just going to opt to White Source and play Wall of Oma. It's going to buy you some time, and then it's just
Well-
Crap, Jerry.
Huh?
Never listen to Todd.
never mulligan 1 mana and a cantrip ever. And you know, unless you're a coward, and I am no coward.
I agree that Todd is no coward.
That's true.
All right, I'll keep this hand. I will scry. I will bottom, draw for turn. I will human, vial, go. Don't brick, don't brick, don't brick and make me look bad. If you brick, I'll let you loot.
Oh, I get to loot?
Did you brick? Did he brick? Or did he cheat?
No cheat, no cheat. I would never cheat you.
All
on
I'll
the
say
box,
is he's
goes on the
halfway
bottom.
to a house.
Okay. Do you want to just start this game over, or come on?
Go.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Jamie the Bearish.
Resolves.
Your turn. Nice. Okay.
Done.
I'm gonna get planes, and I'm gonna violin a noble hierarch.
Wow.
Very powerful stuff.
Skipping my first 3 turns
Yeah, not great.
does not
the
bode
best.
well. Todd, I just want to figure out what's in the box. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. That's going to happen.
Okay. Meddling Mage, naming Path to Exile.
Take one.
19.
I take 6.
Here we go. It's about sending a message.
Back to 20.
Okay.
Go.
On my upkeep, trigger this on the stack. Tenants. 2. Draw. Sorry, 2. Sorry. That was the whole point. Literally the whole point. And copy this. I could name Verdict, but this is way cooler. And smush.
So I'm definitely blocking this. I take 10 down to 10. And then next turn, if I go block, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Did you miss a counter on Hierarch too?
No, I've had 3 lieutenants on it. Yep.
But
Good
I
eye,
have,
Rob. Good eye.
but I have this, so I think I can just block 1, take 10.
All right. Here we go.
It's a lot.
Either ball's tight.
I guess I have this too. That's probably better.
Boink.
Boink.
Gone.
Go.
How does Meddling Mage have 4 counters if you only Lieutenant did it 3 times?
I don't know, man. Come on. Maybe that was what I was missing earlier. all
I mean, Jerry's at 11.
Jerry.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, sure. Whatever.
Love it.
Everything coming at Jerry.
And me? All right, I'll block these.
Okay, take however many.
7 down to 4.
Go.
Why is your Violet 4?
I don't know. Why would it ever be at 4?
Tick up.
Yeah.
Good thing Jerry's got the instant speed verdict coming.
Go. Okay. Okay.
You know, we don't have Thopters. I blame Rob. Untap.
Look, I just want to say I wasn't here yesterday, and I was told we had all of our tokens.
Don't you get some Lieutenant triggers? Rogue's a human.
I missed them. Response? Alright. Ah, rats. Alright, I'm going to target my image in response.
Yo, even if you named this, I still had the Wrath of God, man.
Nice.
Nick Miller says everyone is fired. So I
That's
guess
fair.
we can go home.
Alright, cool.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Well,
You get to do this now, Nick.
maybe humans is a tough matchup for the puzzle box deck.
Humans is good. I don't know. Like, Thalia is just a huge pain.
Yeah.
And I had things that were able to, like, buy time to get me to play a sweeper
Mhm.
if I was not missing land drops and stuff. But even in game 1, like, I swept you and then still just got beat on the next couple turns. So
Yeah,
it's tough.
A lot of that is due to the strength of Mana Strider. I know that a lot of times when I try to play the control role against the humans deck, when I'm playing something like Phoenix, right, and I'm trying to like kill every creature they play, a lot of times I'll get them down to just like 1 or 2 total resources in hand and like nothing on the battlefield, and I'm just trying to fade a Mana Strider over and over
Yep.
again, and eventually they're just going to draw it, and a lot of that is in part due to the fact that they have Horizon Canopy as one of their lands, so they almost never flood out. So it's really tough. Mana Strider is a really powerful card that punishes sweeper effects for sure.
I don't want to play humans, man. It doesn't sound
you don't have
fun.
to play humans. Maybe you could just play Phoenix. All right, here's a question. Do you want to play Puzzle Box against Phoenix, or do you want to play humans against Phoenix?
I want to play the box.
Okay.
I'll keep
Box.
I'll keep the box in against you too.
Box.
Okay. All right. We'll keep the box. All right. We're going to take a couple questions here, I guess, before we move to the next match.
Okay.
Or, yeah, let's go.
We got at least one here. JMW Raven is wondering, Jerry, why you have issued Settle the Wreckage, which I know a lot of Azorius control decks have put in their deck and is solid against both humans and Phoenix and Dredge.
I mean, it's okay. I think in general, it's way worse against humans than just having a sweeper would be. Because, like, if at some point they freebooter you, then they can just play around it, like only send 1 creature at a time. It just doesn't do exactly what you want it to.
Yeah, I agree that it's worse than the other sweepers against humans, but significantly better against Dredge.
Sure. I mean, neither of them are very good until post-board when you have Graveyard Hate anyway, so.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for more Versus Live, where we're going to pit the Puzzle Box deck against the format's #1 bad guy, is a Phoenix.
For Narset, how does it make you feel?
Makes me feel terrified, honestly. It's going to be very good if you stick one early and I don't have like a good way to pressure it. And I think the real test is going to see whether or not you tick down on it. Pretty sure you're not going to.
Never.
All right. Well, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back for more Versus Live right after this.